To go right now.
Well, let's use the energy. Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it is black and especially when it is woman. I'm your host, Tang B, a.k.a. Sean B. Scribe.
And I'm your host, Allison, a.k.a. Al Wu, the tech guru.
The tech guru bringing us back to life. And so, today we are actually going to really discuss Twenties Season 2. Season finale.
Yes.
Thank you, Lena Waithe. Thank you, BET, for a beautiful season.
Oh my gosh.
Said before, we are going to have 2 more shows after this one on Sunday and Wednesday. We'll tell you again. Thank you to the Instagram people who have been racking with us for the past few minutes. And so let's start off with our favorite scenes again. And you just go.
All right. I'll go this time. Cool. My favorite scene... I have 2 favorite scenes from this episode. I feel like the first scene was definitely I have to put it as a favorite. I think the dream sequence with Hattie and Idina getting married, that was great. That was great to see them all like dressed up. You know, I love the outfits that they had going, and then the flip and Ida B coming in and messing that whole situation up. I just thought that was hilarious.
Yes. Also, is this what Hattie does? She just dreams about being married to everybody she's with?
I totally
This is what she does.
I'm like, okay, this is just a lifestyle. This it doesn't take much.
No.
Very much falling into the lesbian trope of I'm ready to live with you.
Hauling and let's go.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I love that scene. And then also, I have to mention the scene with Donnell Rollins in the stand-up comedy scene. I thought that was just such a powerful scene in so many ways, and I think I don't want to go too deep into it, but for now, because I want to bring it up later, but definitely love that scene and all of the things that it represented. So
okay, we definitely have to dive back into that. The final scene, I'm still caught up on that. I really love the dream sequence. I really love the comedy scene. But the way that last scene was shot, it was gorgeous. I love old cars. So to have this like beautiful convertible antique car with this gorgeous woman in it, and the fit I'm going to come back to. And just the way the scene came together, from Hattie not being able to start the car to having to take this ride, from with Courtney to the conversation to the vibe coming on. It's a vibe.
Oh, man,
and it was a whole beautiful
spicy
vibe with the lights and the nighttime. I was just like, come through.
The spice on that scene. The spice on that whole situation is this is why we need a season 3, y'all, because the setup on that spice situation, I'm intrigued.
Yes.
Peaked. My interest is peaked.
Okay, well, speaking of peaked interest, who was your woman crush?
You totally brought it in. I mean, Courtney.
Right?
Like, Courtney... in that yellow, and that, the chocolate with the yellow, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
bringing in
the one who was throwing shade
spirit.
Season 1, you're right.
Courtney, I totally, the whole thing, the vibe, she was like, I got the weed, I'm like, I got the music, I got the chill, boom, boom. She had the whole scene set
She didn't
up,
even just have the weed. She's like, I got the weed from Jamaica.
Let's go. She had the whole.
She was like, I don't know what Adina got at home, but I got that special shit. Okay.
So totally my woman crush this episode. Boom.
Oh, same. I mean, Courtney, it just the jumpsuit, the shoulders, the hair.
Right.
She's gorgeous. And then you put the yellow jumpsuit there in the car. She a baller, bitch. And I know she's not, because I know she's an assistant somewhere, and she's working her way up. But the whole vibe she created, I was like, do it.
Yeah.
Goals. Okay.
I like the way that she kind of bubbled up throughout the season, because she had kind of hinted before, like, I'm playing with you. I'm kind of flirting with you. I'm teasing you.
Alexandra said a quiet storm coming in.
So that was cool to kind of to see that and to see that set up. I'm excited. Yeah. So what else? Oh, I guess we're tied for a woman crush. So
yes. So what? So it's the last one. So what can stay if we get a next season? We hoping for a season 3.
Yes.
And if anything can go, what do you want to see?
You know, this show is woman crush, but I do have to say, in 20s overall, I think that the fellas who made it to this last episode, they can stay. I think I think Tristan in the situation. Keep Tristan around. That's cute. Nia, yes. Do that. Quintrell, you know, I don't really totally get it, but I'm also like, y'all are cute. It's way better than Zach. I know that. We can get Zach up out this situation pronto. So there's that. I want Idina. I want Idina to stay because I'm still team Hattie and Idina.
Yes.
I don't know how it's gonna work, but I am.
Yeah, I'm laughing at this comment from Mackenzie Summer that Hattie got Idina, Alicia.
Right? That's hilarious.
Courtney.
Right? No.
Ida. All of
them. Totally.
Yeah.
The Mac is real.
It's sad because I feel like that's where it went with her dad, and her dad was saying, you know, he was the Mac, and, you know, just really wasn't about keeping up with those relationships and responsibilities he was literally creating in the world. And we got to come back to that. Anyway, continue on.
I mean, what can go? You know what can go is Marie acting weird all the time.
Do you feel like she was weird this episode?
I mean, I think I don't get Marie. I don't get Marie's motive. You know, in this episode we have her inviting Hattie to come back and live with her, and it's just like, but y'all don't keep it a buck with each other. Like, y'all, it's weird tensions between them, and I don't know. And then when she said, like, you know, like, it's so weird being single and da da da. I mean, it is. I get all of that, but it's like, you set yourself up and you act like you better than everybody all the time. So, like, get it together.
I get that, but I also know that Hattie knew Marie was going to need somebody to help her through this single thing. That she kind of needs a little bit of a crutch. And I do think Marie keeps it more honest with Hattie than Hattie keeps it with Marie. I think Marie is trying to open. I felt like this episode, she was really trying to open the door of, like, what's going on with you? Let's talk. Are you okay? I know your history. I know your history with your dad. I know your history of your relationships with women. I know that you're hiding something. And Hattie just really wasn't giving. And actually, that's one thing that I want to stay, is I really want Hattie and Marie to live together, because I think that's the only way they're going to save their friendship. I think Hattie's not going to be able to hide living up under Marie, especially with Marie not having, like, a project relationship to tend to. I think a lot of things are going to be revealed, and I think it might really be healthy for Hattie.
I think I'm curious the potential storylines that can come from Marie and Ida B, and, like, when Marie finds out, I mean, because obviously in this episode, like, she saw her phone. Yeah. I think, like, okay,
yeah, she saw Ida B was calling.
Ida B's calling, and Hattie's acting weird. Yeah. So, what does that mean for everything? You know, like, yes. Oh goodness, I don't know. Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so. Did you?
I'm gonna do no. So yeah. I want to stay the whole friend group coming together to support Hattie, even though Hattie wasn't really inviting her friends. She invited people who don't even really know her like that, which I want to come back to. Man. So much to come back to. So
Lauren,
much.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was funny.
Lauren was hilarious. Every time.
The whole line about the alley cat thing is like, that took me out. That was funny because it really did sound like a country phrase. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to come.
So yeah, just Marie actually gathering all the friends and saying, I think we need to be there to support Hattie. This seems like a big deal. We're going to be there. I love that. I love that they're coming through for her because I really thought Hattie was getting more queer friendships, but now that this friendship with Adina has turned into a relationship, she doesn't have somebody to confide in, and so she really needs to lean on the village she already has. So I want that to stay. I don't know about Nia and Tristan, but we'll see. It's cute.
Yeah. Right. Yo, I want to say I totally hear you, Jamaica Swin. I totally agree. I liked how Ida B owned up to how she treated Nia.
Yes.
And Ida B can most definitely stay.
Yeah, Ida B can stay for that.
Ida B can totally stay. I love Ida B and I want more of her spice all over this show.
Yes. I want to see what this script is. Is this the script that Hattie pretty much stole and gave to Nia for her audition? Like, is this the script about Ida B's adoption and that entire period of her life? Are we going to get to see, like, Ida B's 20s?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Like it has to be. It has to be. If it's anything less, I want a refund. I want a full refund. Give me my... like, come and pop that. Yes. No, but, I really hope it is. I hope that we get to see that. Because, there are just so many directions that this can go that are so intriguing. Oh, my gosh.
Jag T, I agree. I do think she was afraid for her friends to be there because they can see her vulnerability. And that's scary. But it's also necessary because now she about to just tuck her feelings away into kind of this new thing. And I mean, Courtney seems with the shit, but also what problems will that create down the line? And poor Adina, that's messed up. Yeah, it makes me sad for her.
Who knows though? Who knows?
We'll see
what can happen.
Hopefully we'll see. So where does this fit in the queer canon?
So I feel like I wanted to reserve a lot of feelings on this for the whole stand-up comedy scene for this part, because I feel like as a masculine of center woman, it is interesting to see an image of black dads and how dads internalize our presence and compare in ways like that comparison nature. I feel like that is such a weird thing because I don't necessarily feel like I don't I know that I am masculine, boom, but
you said boom.
Boom, yeah, but the whole the line about you're a better man than me, that is just
layered,
a mind-blowing line, because what do you mean? It's like, how do you see me and how do you see yourself and how do you see responsibility and your presence there, or whether or not you should have been there, or your manhood really being threatened in ways, I feel like oh man, the levels of that, I think I'm still working through all of that. I will say, I grew up with my dad, you know what I mean? But I think there's still this level of tension around how they see their masculinity in comparison to, their daughters and just women in general. How men perceive masculine women is such a complex thing. And I feel like I'm just rambling. I am, because I think you're making a lot of sense. Yeah. and I'm glad like to have that as a season finale. That I'm still chewing on it. You know what I mean? I think there's so many things that I would want to come back to this and say. And I'll get there. I don't know. I just, yeah.
We might have to come back and just do a whole talk just on that scene.
I mean, really.
Because there was a lot there. I think the clapping for LGBTQ, the reveal that his daughter is, and his choice to make that a part of his routine. His choice to make the conversation he actually needs to have with Hattie, where Hattie gets to respond, to instead do that on this stage where, yes, he can mask his emotions in comedy, to come and have that become a public conversation. Oh, I just felt like that was him trying, and I can sense the love and the act and the attempt to communicate, but also just some toxic shit to make your daughter contend with your past and your actions and your decisions in this very public space. That, so why does he get to mask his emotions and also like future cast to, I mean, I like in ways that he said, you know, you will be a better man than me. And when I translate that to better person, I understand what he's saying. When I translate it back to what he actually said, I'm like, more questions. But it seems like, you know, he's hoping Hattie is a better person who makes better decisions than he did. But then you're also just coming out here and spilling all this business, and you're not making any amends. You're just admitting to what you did, but you're not doing anything to make it better. Because after the comedy show, he was pretty much like, okay, you didn't like give me all the energy I was hoping you was gonna give me about the show, and I thought this was gonna break the ice, and then we was gonna have this moment together, but we're not. So that's 5 seconds of awkward silence too long for me, and right. I'm out. And heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, and I'm, you know, angry at him for doing that.
Yeah. No, you really bring up so many great points, and a lot of that behavior, and I think seeing this dad who wasn't there, and black dads of this age range too, like there's a, you know, it's like a lot of us know that guy, you know what I'm saying, even if our dads are different, or dads that we know, or we know dads who aren't this guy, but we know that guy, you know. And that reminds me of that identity, or just like black men as a concept, and the whole thing makes me think about this book about black men, and this book I read by Bell Hooks, and I feel like I just have to say it because she passed today, and that is, you know, a prolific writer,
amazing
womanist, you know what I'm saying, like, oh my gosh, just the text that I've read, but this book in particular by Bell Hooks called We Real Cool. I read this years ago, and it's about black men and the, you know, just different things, ways in which black men have to perform to exist, perform coolness, you know, to navigate space, you know, and the title We Real Cool is from, is that is that Gwendolyn Brooks? Is that June Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I messed
Gwendolyn
up.
Brooks.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you. See, shout out.
Let me double check, because I'm terrible.
Either way it goes, like, that We Real Cool, it felt so, I felt that all over Donnell Rawlings' character, and having to perform that cool to get through spaces for his safety, and how the performing cool doesn't, it's like you lose these relationships, you lose these valuable relationships because you're performing cool to survive, that you don't understand, like, actually, man, maybe stop being so cool, you know, like, you're cool just because you're cool.
You're you.
Oh man. And can that just be so? I'm still going through all of the layers of the things that made me feel like, and where that fits in the queer canon, where that fits in just African American literature and brilliance and great storytelling and nuanced storytelling and layers. Like, oh my gosh, this was fun. This was a great show. We need a season 3, man. We
definitely need a season 3. Man, I really loved this season as a whole. I love that we have the character of Hattie and the whole community that comes with Hattie. I feel like this is a really beautiful representation of somebody who is trying to find themselves, who is bringing like parts of themselves with them, who is trying to learn the game, all the game that has come in this season on what it is like to be somebody who's striving in your artistry and trying to make it. It's been a gorgeous show. It's been a gorgeous season. Making amends, where that fits in the queer canon.
Yes.
Ida B coming through and owning up and making it right with Nia, and giving, not only making it right with Nia, but giving Nia the leverage that her talent deserves. And coming back and saying like, okay, can't do it here, let's do something. She still wouldn't own up to the fact that she did it out of spite to Hattie. And she definitely said at the end, like, tell Hattie I said hi.
I was ready to punch her for that. You know,
so she's not owning up to everything.
So, like,
Ida gonna keep it petty because she gotta keep it a little petty.
Okay, yeah, that was Captain Petty for sure. Oh my gosh.
Also, she's not gonna put her business out there. She's not even going to own up to something with Hattie. She's just going to make sure Hattie stays in the circle.
Mess. Just manipulative.
What I hope is that Ida B doing this is actually for Nia's benefit and not to impress Hattie or make some kind of like chess move to get Hattie back around. I hope that she really wants Nia to have this role genuinely and commits to this project.
I mean, when she saw her do it,
she loved it. She was broken.
Like, this is the best I've ever seen, and this is who I needed to tell this story. So I think she did really choose her, messed up situation, but
that's true. She's still dug in a loss. she might be that might become an HR issue.
Right. Thanks.
She gonna get me too'd and call them out.
I wanted to take a minute to talk about, just because we're at the end, favorite moments of the entire season. Favorite scenes of the whole season. Go for it.
Favorite scenes of the whole season. All the scenes with the women in pajamas just being cute together, playing Bruno, hanging out. I love the pajama parties.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like that's the joke, is like lesbians just be having pajama parties and doing each other's hair and playing games. But the moments together were just so cute, and it's what you live for. Those moments where it's like you and your boo and you just hanging out and you enjoying each other. Those moments were so fun and cute. Chuck's moments.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Chuck and Marie's story this season, I thought was flame.
So necessary.
Yeah.
So necessary.
Yeah.
I think having examples of how to have tough conversations in your relationship and do it respectfully and lovingly. Like, they didn't yell at each other. Nothing was thrown. Nobody's car got keyed up. Nobody was, talking shit to their friends about their ex or whatever they was doing and calling them all kinds of hoes or whatever. It was very amicable, and like, they love and respect each other. And if you don't love and respect somebody, why are you with them?
Period. I loved seeing Hattie's growth this season. I loved seeing Hattie join a writer's group and grow and challenge herself and learn from others and learn how to work with others. Like, that was so beautiful to see, and to see, you know, how she's planting her seeds and different things, and just her being her unapologetic self, and that being enough to be seen and get into spaces and places and conversations created. You know what I mean? Like, she's really doing her thing, and I just I loved all of that.
Yes.
I loved all that this season.
I love seeing all these queer women being creators, and at various levels of where they're out about their relationships and romantic pursuits. Like, is Hattie, is Adina's out here, is Ida B is running shit out here, Alicia is out here, you know, giving the looks and making films and running awards. And so just to see that there are all these examples of people at various points in their careers doing it, making their lives happy, building great relationships, putting their work out there, finding different degrees of success. Man, this is beautiful that this exists right now.
Yeah, and I think it's so important too, because it's a challenge. I think we're still in the middle of a challenge of Black queer women being able, or feeling comfortable, I guess, being their authentic selves in all sorts of spaces.
Yeah,
you know, I think.
Say that in all sorts of spaces.
Aren't at really out here like that. Like, we out here, you know what I mean? We out here, like, we're here, we're doing the show, we see there's community, but then like the levels of which it's still very hard to find each other and to maintain relationships. It's like there's so many things that are blocking those things from happening, and it's so important that we have this representation and that we show examples of queer folks who are queer folks who are friends with queer folks, and queer folks who are friends with straight folks, and queer folks who are just doing the damn thing, you know, like living full lives and shit. Like, and that is the point.
It's not just important for us. I feel like it's important for all the people who need to love us, all the people who already love us and need to understand, need to see more stories, need to see more examples. Like, all these traumas, I mean, and I think these traumatic stories are important stories to tell because they reflect realities and true histories and all of that. They definitely need to be told. But when all you have are traumatic stories about queer Black people in particular, when all it ever is like struggle and we gotta triumph, it tells the story to your parents that this is going to be a tough life, and why would your parents ever want a tough life for you? It tells the story to your friends that this is a life of hardship, and they get into, you know, we don't want that for you. It tells the story to your pastor that, you know, bad things happen and, you know, this was prophesied to me or whatever. You know, it just affirms these things that are not the reality of what is possible and what is actually happening for so many people. So seeing these stories where it's just an average 20-year-old trying to make her dreams come true.
That's it.
Trying to get a little something at night. Trying to have somebody to cuddle up with. Trying to figure out her relationship with her dad and talk to her mom and go to concerts. Like, just doing what everybody else is really doing. And I don't like making comparative, like, gay people are just like straight people, because I think that's a whole different conversation. That's
and
we're not going to get into that. You know, culture is beautiful. I don't want to be melted into the pot of straightness
I love that
at
you said
all.
That. I love that you said that.
But it is great to see examples of people living their real life, and it's not all going to shit, even for the ways that it might be going to shit. In the grand scheme of things, Hattie is doing okay. Hattie is doing great.
I'm seeing in the comments here, Alexandra, like, seeing crews that look like mine all around that time was wonderful. And yes, there's enough can't be said for what it's like to work with people who look like you, who understand where you come from, who, you know, they're unspokens that don't have to be said. You know, you can just work and vibe and create. And oh man, I feel great that we're able to create these conversations and create these spaces where queer creators can just honor each other.
Yes.
Honor the existence of that, because it is so important. Yeah.
Yo, speaking of that, we got to do an interview with Erica Randall,
Yes.
who just got done writing and putting out and shopping around on the festival scene, the Golden Teacher, but you probably know her from the LA Influencer Handbook, which has a season out on YouTube, and she let us know there's a new season. Season 2 is coming up, or 30s, which was on Amazon Prime. She's moving it to YouTube as well, so you'll be able to see it there. Maybe you remember Girl Play from back in the day. She's also acted on a bunch of other people's projects, so check out our interview with Erica Randall.
Yeah, we had a great conversation, so
yes.
Please do that.
Absolutely. So we made it through the whole season.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was great. This show, 20s, the whole season. I don't really think I can ask for a better show on cable TV right now. I think I really appreciate all the elements of it, and thank you for having the opportunity to talk about the show with other fans of the show and other queer creators throughout the season. That's been awesome. I don't know. I feel like that's everything I want to say for this season.
Wait, I have one more thing.
Okay,
I know. We were going to be done, but
you're good. Please.
I have to bring up Vanessa, who, if you haven't watched Dear White People, please go back and watch her character, because she's fine on there too. And she's gay. She's gay on there, so go back just for that. But Vanessa, she, her talking about her husband not wanting to do this therapy, and just what we've seen, the difference has been for Chuck and Marie versus what's happening with Vanessa and Winston, I think is his name. And just, yes, the you recognize there's a problem in your relationship, but you are too afraid or too prideful or too scared or whatever to actually do the thing that could help make it better, could help facilitate the conversation. So I love that was there. And I also want to shout out the Word Queer, who is out here really trying to ensure that people have some healthy relationships and understand how to have those topics. So Dom and Ariel are the team for the Word Queer. We got to have awesome conversations with them. Ariel is a therapist, so y'all get your lives right. Don't be afraid.
Do not be afraid. And talk to somebody. Make those relationships work. They're important. That's actually, I mean, that's how things work. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think, and that's something people in their 20s, I think a lot of people have this problem, but when you're first kind of getting out on your feet and thinking that you can do all the things by yourself and not understanding what it means to build healthy relationships and how, if you haven't had the opportunity to build healthy relationships, having a therapist is a good way to get armed with some tools to work on building healthy relationships, because that's the secret. That is so much of the secret.
Do that. And also, your friends are not always equipped to handle what you got going on.
It's big.
And you aren't always equipped to tell the full truth about yourself, so somebody could help you. And therapists are just really good at seeing that you're not being 100 and asking you the questions to get you there. So it's not always about pointing out what's wrong with you. It's about asking the questions to help you get to where you want to be. So I love that was in this episode. I love that it's been a theme throughout the whole show of just, make good relationships, build good community, don't create alone, create with people, tell people what's going on. I just love that these healthy themes are coming out, and it ain't a corny show. It's a great time still.
Yes, so, that's the bars right there.
That's the line.
Creating content that tells you like real shit, but doesn't preach.
Yes,
that's that sweet spot. That's that sweet spot that I think so many shows need to work on.
Yes,
need to work on hitting, but. Yeah, this was great. This was so much fun.
Great. All right, so we are going to tell y'all about more shows that we think you should check out. If you are looking for content that is starring Black queer women, we have a few that you should definitely check out. We're going to reveal our list on Wednesday at 7.
Wednesday, December 22nd at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah, so tune into that, and
we'll advertise it too on our Instagram page. So follow us at womancrush.everyday with the X instead of the A in woman. And yeah, we're gonna tell you our list of what you should watch, and then we are going to review them in the new year. So you got some time to binge and catch up.
Yeah,
and then Sunday.
And Sunday, we're doing our Christmas episode. We're going to go live. We're watching Under the Christmas Tree, Lifetime lesbian film. We're going to watch it, see what's going on. There's a queer woman of color as a lead character and love interest on this show. We just, you know what we do, y'all. We're going to watch it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see what y'all think about it. We're going to see, what does this really represent? How does this fit into the queer canon? Does it even deserve to be in it? Where are we at? And that's what we're going to do. So
that is what we're going to do. Bring your wine, bring your spirits, bring your libations and herbations and whatever you're going to do. Yes. Watch it with us and then talk about it after.
Yes, indeed. And shout out this new space too. I feel like I have to say it again. You notice we've been at the Bread House throughout most of the season.
Love
but we're
Bread House.
Coming into 2022 in the new studio space. So welcome to the Woman Crush Everyday Studio, y'all. Boom, we here. So that's just one of the all the new surprises that we have coming up. So thank y'all for rocking with us throughout this 20s journey. And we're going to keep on rocking.
Yeah, we'll see you Sunday at 8 and then Wednesday at 7.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.